Hello YouTube, this is Latte Punch again, and this time I've just got back from watching the Rainbow Rocks yesterday. All I had to say is that it was a bit better than the first one, no doubt. It had its plot holes here and there, which is to be expected, but they didn't ruin anything for me. I want to talk about some of the positive or the negatives slash nitpicks right now. The songs were alright, but since the majority of them were leaked before the movie was even aired, it didn't feel as good as hearing them if they were surprised, you know? Like hearing it for the first time, I mean to say. I I liked all the little cameos they had, even though there weren't any of the ones that I was hoping for. To at least see like even a small glimpse of, but I didn't. But still, there were still fun cameos. Plus, sneak at Human Twilight of that universe that we finally got introduced to, and we had peaks of people like Lyra, Buck Biceps, and even Mod, which was pretty funny. You mean anything about it? Wait, I've heard rumors that they're gonna make a spin-off of this movie into a little series, whether it's like on TV or on the web. I'm not sure, but with her appearance, it might be proof. Who knows? Can't tell just yet, but she might be a part in it if it actually happens. Dialogue felt very much improved with the characters too, considering Rainbow Dash is a majority of Rainbow Dash's dialogue consisted of just saying awesome every 5 seconds, which I kind of thought was annoying. The Dazzlings, I think, were just a little more clever than Sunset, since they didn't give away what they were on to do to the main, how they were going to get the main sixes to argue right away to them. Like they made it use everybody else. I'm not saying Sunset didn't do the same thing with Snips and Snails, but I think the way they did it was just a little more clever. I think it was definitely more clever than to have them humans ruling in their own world over each other. With their own emotions, rather than sending them to a world where their bodies will be changed and they have no idea how to control them, like Sunset's side. One of the biggest things I think I loved was their moment in the together in the Pinkie Pie's kitchen. Not just for Maud's little cameo, but also because of that moment they were talking, and it was a good example of how pressure can go both ways. Where you're trying to do something good, or prove that you can do good. One main trait of Twilight that I like the most is the fact that she's not always empowered by people's expectations. I think Josh Scorcher said it better in his review about how in the Equestria games, when he mentioned how pressure can affect even talented people when a big moment arises. Being told you're good almost all the time can be just as stressing as being told you're bad all the time and need to improve. There's a mentality of needing to prove that you deserve or don't deserve the comments that the person is making, and it makes you anxious that you'll screw up. I really like Spinal Scratch's car in the ending fight scene too. And speaking of which, that was amazing. I loved it. I should have got a picture of it. I'm sorry. Amazing. It, Especially with the realistic Alicorn figure shooting a laser. Out of all the defeats with rainbows they've used, that was no doubt hard to top. That is going to be hard to top. Now for the nitpicks. Although I like Flash Century, I still like Flash Century. I wish they did a little bit more with his character. I mean, there's still hope that that spin-off is true, but so it's not really a big deal. And I think it goes without saying, everybody loves Rainbow Dash, more or less, when she's on her little ego trips. But she was practically channeling Charlie Sheen throughout the movie, I think. Almost until the very end. Not listening to Fluttershy's ideas multiple times and calling her band hers rather than theirs, and almost exposing them when the group told them not to overdo it at their performance. You know that. I mean, I know Rainbow Dash can be uh, over enthusiastic about a lot of things, but usually even she would know. I would think know to keep it down just a little bit. It just felt like she. I'm sure a lot of reviews are gonna say the same thing too. But it didn't bother me too much. I mean, it is kind of a given in her character. What kind of annoyed me a little more than her though was Spike. The few times he talked. The close he is with Twilight, I would think could tell when she's feeling stressed by now. You know, when she's feeling pressured and not unsure. When he, instead of trying to calm her down or help her out, he was kind of adding to her anxiety with how she was telling the girls, "Oh yeah, she's the best at spells. Oh yeah, she'll make a spell in a minute. You guys, she just got this. You don't need to worry. She's got this." When it's clear she's about to have a heart attack right over there. No, that's just her faking it. Yeah, I kind of thought he could have read her a little better there and not have, I say, dump fuel on the fire. That felt a little much. Made it feel like even a bigger deal than it already was. And one thing I really wish they could have delved into since they brought the question up is how old are the Dazzlings? They mentioned it themselves. They did. They said, how could they be alive when they were banished at a time of Starswirl the Bearded, 1,000-something years ago? They still look like teenage girls. And we asked the same thing with Sunset, too. I almost want to maybe say there's like a timeline difference, maybe, or maybe because there's supernatural creatures, maybe like Celestia, maybe that's what it is. Like with Celestia, for whatever reason, they just stay immortally in one form at some point, and looking like girls, like that. Maybe that's just how they look. Maybe that's it. That's the best I can really do. Anybody else has a theory on that? Let me know. But yeah, other than those kind of questions, I don't think there was really anything to really ruin the movie. It was a decent movie. It was decent.